Hello, y'all and all. Hello, y'all and all. My name is Ashley Nicole Phillips. I am the host, producer, and channel for Kingdom Things podcast. I am a channel I am a channel for the Galactic and Celestial Realms. I am a channel, a medium for the Galactic and Celestial Realms to channel through me the information, the energies to assist humanity in our process of upliftment, ascension, and alignment with all of infinite creation. Our past history of humanity, we had a good little run where we were out of alignment with the rest of creation. We were kind of doing our own thing, and that was purposeful. That time in which we were doing our own thing was purposeful. So I'm here serving as a medium, as a channel to assist with channeling the energies and messages from the galactic and celestial realms to assist us with our upliftment, with our alignment with infinite creation. Welcome, welcome. You can call me Ashley. Welcome. So, galactic and celestial realms? Question mark. The energies being offered by the Galactics are energies that are healing energies. The Galactic Federation or the Galactic Alliance consists of benevolent energies and spirits or beings that are willing and ready to assist humanity, us, with our upliftment. And the Galactic Alliance wants to reiterate that they used to go by the Galactic Federation. The name used to be Galactic Federation, the collection of the star beings that overseeing facet of collection of the star beings in our galaxy that serve to maintain harmony and balance in our galaxy. They used to go by the Galactic Federation. Now they go by the Galactic Alliance. So the Galactic Alliance consists of benevolent energies and spirits or beings that are willing and ready to assist humanity, us, with our upliftment. Because of free will, we have to ask for assistance. There's more. There's much more to reality than we can conceive. And I'm looking down because when I got out of my meditation, I downloaded the information that the Galactic and Celestial Realms wanted me to present. I wrote everything down, and I want to make sure that I hit the points. So I'm looking down. I'm looking down at my notes. So there's much more to reality than we can conceive. I'm going to add a picture right here. This photo is a photo that I channeled from the Galactic and Celestial Realms. This photo shows or exemplifies creation. So we have what looks like an eye, which is like the all-seeing eye. That's the source energy, the God energy. And the God energy, the source energy, is what is broken down into different aspects or disseminated into different aspects in order to create in the space of creation. And what source, the source or God energy, whatever you like to call it, whatever theology or ideology you follow, spiritual followings you follow, take it that way. It's purposed that way. It was purposed that way for us to have different ways of perceiving all that is. And that's beautiful. And it serves to assist us with building our compassion. It serves with assisting us with expanding as beings. So however you perceive the space of creation, whatever ideology, theology, or spiritual followings you follow or you identify with, you resonate with, take it that way. When I say God, take it that way. It's beautiful. So you have the all-seeing eye, which exemplifies God or source energy, the infinite creator energy, and that infinite creator energy disseminates itself into the space of creation in order to create and multiply and continue to create. So we have the planet, and the planet is exemplifies the experience as souls incarnated into physical vessels, having an experience on whatever planet you find yourself on. We're on planet Earth. We're on Father, Mother, Gaia. But this is not our first incarnation. This is not our first planetary experience. Most likely, this is not your first planetary experience. This is not your first incarnation. So in our truest forms, we're spirits with bodies. So we're not bodies with spirits. We're spirits or infinite energies that use our physical vessels in order to experience, grow, and expand throughout the different planetary experiences. So that's what the planet exemplifies. It exemplifies the different planetary experiences our spirits sign up to experience. So whenever you're incarnated in a physical vessel and you find yourself on whatever planet, on a soul level, you agreed and you asked and you what's the word that's wanting to come through? You agree, you asked, and you not conjured, but you agreed, you asked. Give me a second. You agree, you asked, and you orchestrated that experience. So whenever you find yourself in a physical vessel, you find your spirit in a physical vessel on whatever planetary experience, you orchestrated that planetary experience. You orchestrated that planetary experience, and everything that you experience during that planetary experience, everything that you experience in your life is an orchestration by you on a soul level. Everything we experience in our lives, whatever planet we find ourselves on, our souls are on, incarnated into whatever vessel that couples with that planet, because every planet, the vessels that are that you utilize on that planet derive from the energies of that planet. So the vessels belong to that planet, right? So our bodies are earth. Our bodies are earthly. Our bodies are the earthly elements. So whenever you find yourself incarnated into a body, your soul's incarnated into a body on a planet, it is a orchestration on a soul level by yourself. Everything you experience in your life is an orchestration on a soul level by yourself. That kind of may make you feel like you don't have much free will, but you do, because there are an infinite number of experiences you can have, you can choose to have. How do you change or shift your experiences? By your vibration. By your vibration. So our realities are a direct reflection of our vibration. Our realities are a direct reflection of the timeline. We'll put it that way. The timeline that you experience is a direct reflection of your vibration. We are, again, souls having a human experience. Everything in existence is energy, just vibrating at different vibrations, resonating at different vibrations. When you raise the vibration of your vessel, you jump timelines, or you're able to experience more high vibrational experiences in your life. When you raise the vibration of your body, you jump timelines, or you are able to experience different, more high vibrational experiences in your life. And that's how you shift and change your life experience. And that's where your free will comes in. So before you incarnate into whatever physical vessel on whatever planet, you already have orchestrated the things that you want to learn, what you want to experience. What am I wanting to learn? What energies am I wanting to work out? What do I want to experience? Because, before whichever experience, you're holding energies from your previous experiences, and those energies need to be worked out, figured out, or, the vibration of those energies need to be raised in order to transmute or alchemize those energies into something else. So before you come in, you're on a soul level, the things that you're thinking about is, what do I want to learn in this life? What energies am I carrying around that I want to alchemize or transmute into something else? What do I want to experience? And then you come in, and then you're able to experience different variations of that outline depending on where you're resonating on a physical level. So whatever that outline that your soul drafted, some people like to call it a soul contract. That's fine. The outline that your soul drafted, whenever you come in, you're able to shift what variations of that experience that outline you experience. You're able to shift whatever variation of that outline that you drafted on the soul level that you experience by your vibrations. by your vibrations. So allowing yourself to raise your vibrations, you allow yourself to shift your reality. When you raise your vibrations, you shift your reality and you're able to experience more high vibrational, joyful, and beneficial experiences, not only for yourself, but for all of creation. Because these planetary experiences that we experience, whichever planet you find yourself incarnated on as a soul, on that planet, the objective of being on a planet as a soul is to learn, grow, and expand. Learn, grow, and expand yourself. And once you learn, grow, and expand yourself, you assist with the learning, growing, and expanding of all of creation on that planet. Not only the beings of the planet, but also the planet itself. And when we learn, grow, and expand the beings of that planet, we raise the vibration of that planet and the beings of that planet. That energy is assisted with creating more of infinite creation. So God, or the infinite creator, takes that energy that's created on that planet and uses that energy to create more in the space of what is, in the infinite space of what is. So the planet exemplifies the experiences that we incarnate into in order to learn, grow, and expand on a personal soul, individual soul level, and on the level of oneness, the level of all that is, the level of God. So there's more to reality than what we were programmed into before. But that programming was intentional. That programming was intentional to prepare us for who God designed the human being to be. That programming, those limitations that we experienced in the last few thousand years as humanity, those programmings were intentional to prepare humanity for who God designed humanity to be. And then you have the blob. The blob on the photo exemplifies the realms, the celestial realms. So the celestial realms are realms that are vibrating at they're beingness realms. So there's really no objective. You're not in the realms to really learn, grow, and expand. You're being. And you're more in a director seat when you're in the realms. You're more in a helper seat when you're in the realms. When you're in the realms, your purpose is more to be a helper and assistance to the planets and the different spaces of what is. To be a helping hand to those different planets and the different spaces of what is. That's really your objective, your goal, your purpose when you're in the celestial realms or the blobs. You're not on a planet, experiencing a collective, but you're more of a helping hand to the rest of infinite creation. So when you think of celestial realms, you can think of the angelic realm, so angels, archangels, higher vibrational star beings that have vibrated like back to oneness. So they vibrated back to the celestial realms, back to God. So they're light beings, super high vibrational star beings that turned into light beings because they're so high vibrational. So they vibrated back to God. Light beings, archangels, angels. Let me see here. Yes, light beings, archangels, angels. Highly evolved star beings. So that's when you think celestial realms, you can think the angelic realm, you can think archangels, angels, high vibrational star beings that are now light beings are the celestial realms. So again, the celestial realms are not on planets, working a puzzle, but they're assisting with those planets and spaces that are working puzzles to assist with the vibration of all of creation as well. So that is a photo that I channeled that brought that information into me, that channeled that information into me to share with all of humanity. And whatever resonates, take what resonates in your heart. Any information you come about, whatever resonates in your heart, whatever resonates in the heart, that's where you want to align yourself with. Any other things that make you feel sick, like queasy, like that don't sound right, you don't have to allow that information to permeate your being. You can allow that information to kind of float away. You can disregard that information. You can discard that information. So whatever resonates with your heart, awesome. What doesn't, you can discard it. So the Galactics. So I've had communications of many sorts with a few races of star beings. Pleiadians, the Pleiadians. are our seeders of divinity. So the Pleiadians seeded the human being with its divinity, with its God source energy. Pleiadians are like the cousins. Pleiadians are like the cousins. And I will say that I was super resistant to star beings. Like Pleiadian, when on my spiritual awakening journey, Pleiadians came up front. They were the first star beings that came, Pleiadians. And I was super resistant. And whatever you're mostly connected to on a soul level, that's what you're going to be the most resistant to because of our egos. Whatever you're most connected to on a soul level, that's what you're going to be the most resistant to because of our egos wanting to fight what our soul's knowings, right? So the Pleiadians came in first. They're the seeders of our divinity. The Pleiadians were the first, energies that really came in for me, star being energies, and they are the seeders of our divinity. They put the divinity in the human being. They seeded the divinity in the human being. They seeded the source energy in the human being. And they're like cousins. They're like cousins. I want to say when I first started channeling the energy of the Pleiadians, it was like the energy was kind of flat, right? So I was like, they're boring. I was like, they're boring. Oh my gosh. I was like, they're boring. And then I raised my own vibrations on my journey. I raised my own vibrations, right? And then I channeled them. I started channeling. I started channeling them again, right? And they let me know the reason why the energy was coming in kind of flat is because they muted or muffled their energy so that they didn't affect me adversely. The Pleiadians muted or muffled their energies so they did not affect me adversely. They didn't affect me in a way that wouldn't be beneficial or uplifting for myself. They let me know if we would have came in with our full first energy, you would have went into psychosis because it would have been too much for you. It would have been too much of a change too soon. So all of these changes that we're experiencing as humans, as in this moment of time, we're literally changing. Our genome is changing. Our physical vessels are changing. Our DNA is activating. Our DNA is activating. So these changes that you experience, you can yourself ask for the change. If you're actively, working on raising your vibration to expand into a more expanded reality, to expand into a more joyful reality, to experience different timelines of your life, you can ask for ease and grace. You can ask to your spiritual team for ease and grace, for the process to be easy and graceful so that you aren't put into a shock or it isn't a big, it isn't a super painful experience for yourself. There will be highs and lows. There will be adjustments because our egos are trying to hold on to what was, and that's really what causes the pain. I channel the understanding that that's really what causes the pain is our ego selves trying to hold on to what was as our soul and our bodies and our energies are elevating to what is and what will be. So when I first started channeling the Pleiadians, I was like, they're boring. Oh, we can laugh about it now. And they're like, and then I channeled them later when I raised my vibrations and their energy came through. And it was like, it was exuberant. It was super exuberant energy. And I was like, wow. And they're like, yeah, we didn't come in like this before because you would have went into psychosis. And they're letting me know now that that's still not what all of their energy. They were still muffling it when I felt that exuberation when they came in, and I was laughing and having a good time with them. And they were like, you thought we were emotionally you didn't think we were emotionally intelligent. I was like, when you put it that way, they were like, you didn't think we were emotionally intelligent. I was like, when you put it that way, it sounds so degrading. It sounds so wrong, but I did not mean it that way. But that's pretty much it. I didn't think you were emotionally intelligent, but I didn't mean it that way. And they're understanding, and they laugh about it. They think it's funny. They think it's super, super, super duper funny. But they were the seeders of our divinity, and they look much like us. They look like humans. Like they look much like us. But on average, they're a lot taller, right? They're super tall on average. which is right up my alley. Like, my cousins are tall, because I'm 5'11". I'm tall myself, so it's gonna be super dope once they land. Like, it's gonna be really cool for me, because that was always a thing for me. Like, my friends were always like, I was always towering over everyone, so it's gonna feel really, really good to have my cousins here, and they're tall too. Like, we gonna be like, I joke, like, when they land at the cookout, we're gonna be doing all the dances, all the line dances. We're gonna be doing all the dances from '09. All the dances from '09 is what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be lean with it, rock with it. We're gonna be walking it out. We're gonna hit the stinky leg one time. Like, I joke about it all the time. But yeah, that's what it's gonna be. They're super joyful and excited for this process, because this process has been a long time coming. At the same time, it hasn't been, because everything is a cycle and everything is a process. So they understand that everything has to go through a process, and they've always been here. They've always been guiding us where they were able to. They've always been guiding us where they were able to, due to our no interference clause and our free will clauses. So we have to ask for assistance in order to gain assistance from whichever celestial or galactic being. Again, whatever resonates with your heart, that's where home is. Anything else outside of that, you can kind of dispute that or rebuke it. Anything outside of what resonates with your heart, you can dispute it or rebuke it. Let it go or rebuke it. So the Pleiadians, Cuzzos, those are the cousins. The Pleiadians are our cousins, real life. And then we have the Arcturians. The Arcturians, beautiful energy collective. They stem back. They're a more evolved, spiritually evolved collective. So they vibrate at a super high frequency. The Arcturians, so sweet, so nice. I wished a while ago, way before, some time before, like 2016. I've always been a person that felt deeply. I've always been a highly sensitive person, and there was a time in my life in 2016 where I had experienced so much pain. Again, this pain my soul signed up for to experience in order to learn, grow, and expand. But I experienced, and at this time I didn't know this. I didn't know any of this, but I experienced so much pain that I wished for my heart to be closed. I'll never do that again, but it's something that happened, and it was always intended to happen because it happened. The Arcturians, fast forward, 2021, 2022, 2021, 2022, I am 2021, 2021, it was 2020, it was last year. So the Arcturians came through, and it was like, and they kept on sending me messages that like I needed to open my heart chakra. They kept on sending me like messages that you need to open your heart. Like the universe, all it is, like the collective energies were like, you need to open your heart. You need to work on your heart. And I kept on being guided to do Reiki on my own heart, and I wouldn't do it. The ego. I was gonna say I don't know why, but it was the ego trying to hold on to what was. I would not do it because of my ego. The Arcturians came in and did it for me. Okay, the Arcturians came in and did it for me. So while I was sleeping, I had a dream. Our dream state is just another reality. It's a reality outside of the reality that we experience when we're awake. Our dream state is another reality outside of the reality that we experience in our waking state, like when our bodies are up. So the Arcturians came through, and they did Reiki on my heart as I was sleeping, and it was just pitch darkness, but there was like hands. I could see the shadow of hands over my heart, and like a violet light, a purple light. It was a purple or blue light over my heart, and I felt it in my heart, and I was like, when I was sleeping, I remember like going, and I distinctively heard this. This is going to help you. Like I felt it while I was sleeping in my sleep state. And I was like, and they said, this is going to help you. I'm trying not to cry. I'm feeling the energy. It was so amazing. Many star beings are wanting, willing, and excited to help us elevate. on an individual level and as a collective. You just have to ask for the assistance. Again, whatever resonates in your heart, whatever feels good in your heart, allow that to guide you. I want to say that not all star beings have our best interests at heart. Just like if you go outside, not every person is going to have your best interests at heart. It's the same thing, as below, so above. So Arcturians came through and gave me Reiki on my heart, Reiki healing on my heart. Like thank you. And then we have and then you can also search videos for more details on each of the star being collectives, because there are a lot of videos out there that other star seeds and individuals delve into more detail of each star being collective. So Pleiadians, Arcturians, Andromedans, which are another higher vibrational collective. They have a playful and fun energy. A childlike energy, a childlike wonderment that we lose because of our egos, the childlike wonderment that's sullied because of our egos. They personify that. They express that energy. They help us tap into that energy within ourselves. So the Andromedans assist us with tapping into that childlike wonderment within ourselves, which is amazing, because not only do we need that, just to feel free, but that assists us with our manifestation and letting go in order to allow our manifestations to flow into our lives. So that's Andromedans. And then we have the Antarians, which Antarians, when they came through, they let me know that they're a future race of beings. So the Antarians are a future race of beings. That shows you how liquid reality really is when you can contact and connect to, on planet Earth, connect to, in your physical vessel, connect to a star race, different solar system, different galaxy, in the future. So Antarians are in the future. And Antarians assisted me with seeding me with information that I needed for the message that I'm going to share in a second, that God channeled through me. So that's Antarians. They're a future race of beings. They said that they're the future humans. That's how they channeled it to me. They said, we're the future humans. So Antarians are future humans, future race of beings. And then we have the Cassiopeians, which give a lot of divine feminine energy. The Cassiopeians give a lot of divine feminine energy. The Speakins give a lot of self-love energy. The Speakins assisted me with my process of solitude, assisted me with being in my process of solitude, assisted me with catapulting me on my journey of being okay in my solitude, with growing myself and loving on myself in my solitude. So those are a few races of star beings that, again, I myself resonated with and have had some type of communications with. And we spoke about the celestial realms. So celestial realms are not just like the angels, archangels, and light beings. You also have like your cosmic ancestors. So the places that your soul has incarnated in the past, you're going to have contact to those energies that you experienced in your past or future incarnations. Those energies are going to be in the celestial realms. Those energies that you experience in your past or future incarnations in different spaces, different realms, or different planets, those energies are going to be in the celestial realms or the heavenly realms. Your earthly ancestors, so your ancestors from planet Earth, those energies are going to exist be in the celestial realms. So not only your ancestors like from this lifetime, so like your past loved ones from this life, your transitioned loved ones from this time, they're still alive. They're still full and well. They're vibrating at a different they're resonating at a different vibration now. Your loved ones that passed away are resonating at a different vibration now. The celestial or heavenly realms, that's where they're resonating. And that's where you can tap into that energy to contact them. as we allow our vibrations to rise. As we allow our vibrations to rise, we open ourselves up to these different aspects of reality. We open ourselves up into these different aspects of perceptions that we're, different ways of perceiving. And you're able to contact your ancestors in this lifetime that are resonating in a different realm and on a different vibration. And then also ancestors from past lifetimes and future lifetimes reside in the celestial or heavenly realms. And that's big for me because my father, my dad passed away a few years back. And that hit me hard because my father passing away is a past lifetime wound. So it's a wound that I carried from lifetimes of fear that I carried from past lifetimes was my father passing away. So when my father passed away in this life, when my father transitioned in this lifetime, it hurt hard because I was always super sensitive to energies, but my mental, my consciousness was still in that box. So my mental, my consciousness, my ego wouldn't let me process the fact that he is still here. He's just resonating at a different vibration. I communicated with him at his funeral. I communicated with him at his funeral. I asked him what it was, essentially what I asked him in a roundabout. I'm not going to tell you exactly what I asked him. I just asked him, like, what is it like where you are? And a calmness fell over my body. And I now know that's that higher vibration where he resides. A calmness fell over my body. It was like a complete, like a lightness, a calmness fell over my body. And I knew he was good. As soon as I asked that question when I was sitting in the pews at his funeral, a calmness and lightness enveloped my body. And I knew that he was great. I knew that he was great. And then again, my ego, my consciousness wouldn't allow me to really serenade in that knowing. So I was still really down, depressed, and sad. And he would drop synchronicities, and he would communicate with me all the time to let me know that he's still here. I'm like, I'm still here. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. Synchronicities that were super powerful. And he still does to this day. And he's actually reincarnated. He's reincarnated. He came back into the family, actually. He's my nephew. My father is my nephew. He reincarnated and he's my nephew. So yeah, that's that. It shows you how methodical, purposeful, meticulous, and great God is. Because we're never separate from each other. We're never, ever, ever, ever separate from each other, ever. We just have to allow ourselves to open up our consciousness to perceive this. How do we expand our consciousness? By raising our vibrations to perceive this, that we're never separate from each other. Never. So I'm also able to, we're also able to communicate with souls of incarnated humans. So as we raise our vibrations, raise our consciousness, we'll be able to communicate with people's souls without talking to the person. So a lot of the times, again, our egos don't allow our consciousness to expand to where our soul's knowings are. So our soul will know so much, but our egos pretend like we don't know anything, right? So a lot of the times, like a person, their soul will come through to communicate to me certain things that the person isn't conscious of. The soul will come through to me to communicate to me things that the human isn't conscious of. Why isn't the human conscious of this? Because their ego will lead them to believe that they don't know these things. When we raise our vibrations, our consciousness expands, our ego has to integrate or move out the way. And we come into the knowing of things of all of creation. We come into our own soul's knowings. So again, take whatever resonates with your heart. Take whatever resonates with your heart. And my piece of the puzzle, in this whole thing in creation is to assist you with like dropping seeds to assist you on your own journey of you raising your own vibrations, you expanding your own consciousness, and you coming into your own knowings. I don't want your power. I don't want your power. I don't want your power. I want you to wield your power. My purpose is to assist you with wielding your own power. So as you allow yourself to raise your vibrations, Ashley, how do I raise my vibrations? It's all about self-love, sitting with yourself, going within, getting to know yourself, journaling, asking yourself questions, getting to know yourself, allow yourself to view the parts of yourself that you ignored for whatever reason. And on the video titled, Why Our Intimate Relationships Never Work, that video is really about this, getting to know yourself, all the facets of yourself, and coming into unconditional love for self. Watching what you consume, consuming high vibrational foods, so vegetables, fruits, plants, whatever you feel guided to. Don't go on a strict diet because I said vegetables and plants. Go by your heart's guidance, because everybody's different. Everybody's soul's journey is different. Everybody's experience, soul's experience is different. So you're gonna need a different diet than the person that's sitting next to you in any given moment. You might need to eat fish. You might need to eat meat at this point in your journey. You have to go within your heart and ask your body what your body wants, and feed your body what your body wants. And kind of discern between your ego, kind of discern the intentions behind what you're eating. Is it because I'm sad, so I want this pizza? Or is it because, I need... my body is telling me to eat this pizza because I need some carbs right now. I need some carbs. So my body said, eat this pizza. You have to kind of discern why it is that you do what you do. And that assists with your vibration, is discerning why it is that you do what you do, loving on yourself, watching what you consume. So instead of listening to the news that's telling you what reality is, create your own reality by thinking about how you want to feel, think about what you want to experience, and set your intentions on doing things that make you feel how you want to feel, doing things that resonate with what you want to do, what you want to experience, who you want to be. God's plan. God's plan. I feel good, sometimes I don't. This journey, we are in a dualistic experience. We're in a universe that has the law of polarity, ups and downs, lefts and rights, hots and colds. So you're going to feel good. Sometimes you're not going to feel good. That is all a part of the process. It's about loving on ourselves through the whole journey. Self-love is the best love because it activates the God or goddess within. Self-love is the best love because it assists with the expansion of your consciousness. So God's plan. God's plan. We were created to grow, learn, and expand from our experiences. In order to assist the vibrational balance, elevation of all of creation. Creation, or the many facets of creation, or star beings, became a game of advancement of self, a Ponzi scheme, if you will. So humans were created to assist in growing, learning, and expanding all of creation through the growing, learning, expanding of self, growing, learning, expanding of humanity as a collective. Now, that's what we do when we incarnate to different planets. We grow, learn, and expand, to grow, learn, and expand the collective, the planet, and all of creation. But this system, God, this is what God channeled through me. This is what God channeled through me. The system was becoming a Ponzi scheme. And that's how God put it. The system was becoming a Ponzi scheme where we really only wanted to help other beings, other spaces, if it was beneficial to us. We really wanted to help other people, other beings, if it was beneficial to self. So God's saying this thing of elevation started becoming a Ponzi scheme. So what God is doing, and this is big, so let me breathe. Y'all, let's breathe together. Let's align our energy. Let's take one deep breath. Take it with me. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. Let's do 3 of these. Breathe in, hold, Breathe out. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Okay, y'all. Okay, y'all. Okay, y'all. We get into it. We get into it. God has created the option for human beings to experience humanism for eternity in one incarnation vessel. I know the room's shaking. She's shaking the table. The room's shaking. God is shaking the table. God is shaking the table. God is shaking the table. Say, get up, get up, get up. God has created the option for human beings to experience incarnation. God has created the option for human beings to experience humanism for eternity in one incarnation. Why? Why? So God is giving us the option to experience creation in our vessel, the vessel that you see in the mirror right now, the option to experience creation in that one vessel for eternity. Why? Why? God is doing this in the hopes that this will drive the human being into greater levels of unconditional love and compassion. God is doing like, this isn't a big deal at all. You can go ahead and flub up. It's okay. God is doing this in hopes that this will drive the human being into greater levels of unconditional love and compassion-based being and action. So God is doing this in the hopes that this will drive the human being into greater levels of unconditional love and compassion-based being and action. This is why. This is the why. And this choice to exist and be and create and experience in this vessel for eternity is a choice that is a soul level decision. This is a soul level decision. Breathe, breathe, breathe. We will become an interplanetary species within this generation. We will become an interplanetary species within this generation. We will remember how to travel our physical vessels with our consciousness, as well as we will be gifted technologies to do so. We will remember how to travel our physical vessel with our consciousness, as well as we will be gifted technologies to do so. So humanity, we will become an interplanetary species within this generation. We will remember how to travel our physical vessels with our consciousness, as well as we will be gifted technology to do so. The powers that played their appointed and designed roles to assist with the containing and subduing of humanity in order for humanity to experience what humanity needed to experience to become divine, to become divine human beings, are no longer at play. So the energies, the powers that assisted with the subduing of our consciousnesses, the containing of our consciousnesses, are in order to assisting humanity with experience what we needed to experience in order to become these divine human beings with the option of being eternal. We had to experience everything that we experienced in the history of humanity, and that was God's plan. Everything was orchestrated and designed meticulously by God, the higher power, the infinite creator source. Everything was meticulously orchestrated and planned by the highest power in order for humanity to experience what humanity needed to experience to be able to wield and sustain and grow and expound from the point of becoming immortal human beings, to be able to wield and use responsibly with unconditional love and compassion the power that's going to come with being an immortal eternal human being. We are safe to expand and remember why we incarnated into the earth experience. We are safe to remember and to realize our divine powers. We are safe to expand and remember why we incarnated into the earth experience. We are safe to remember and to realize our divine powers.